Okay, you guys, so I promised that I would show an update of my garden after the storm kind of thing, and I saw that my live was very pixelated. Why, I don't know, because my strength was very strong, the signal strength that is. So I'm gonna get to it. I actually have the bush bean, I believe is right there. They're green beans, okay, growing right there. It actually took me a couple of tries. I don't know why. Maybe it was the seeds. I do have some zucchinis that I planted right there that did not take, but I also did have some growing back there. I know that little stick says spinach, but it is not. I only got one sprig. So I went in ahead and planted zucchini on both ends to see what I would get. Got some on the left side, not on this side. And then, to my surprise, I did not want to waste a rhizome that was shriveling up of ginger, and it is doing well. So I might plant an eggplant right in here. So I did have another wood pallet, was a little bit more on the ricketier. It was a little rickety, but I put it together as best I can to utilize another planter. And so back there, I have some sugar babies. I'm not a watermelon eater, but my family likes it. And then that's the russet potato. And then I have wax beans, and there's a radish plant starting. Everything else is kind of just waiting for me to put something inside. Figure it was a little hard to see. So there's the sugar babies growing right there. My potato, wax beans, and radish. Everything else I have to put something inside. My garlic actually was in that big round pot right there, but it just didn't do well. And there's a bee, or whatever you want to call it. These are my sunflowers. That is I think this is the third year. This is the third year that it's coming back. I tell you guys, they're moving, because when I first started, my daughter and I only put like 3 on each end, and somehow they've moved. That's a lantana. I don't know what that fire bush is. I'll give you a backup. It started with a few, and this is the 4th year starting these lilies, and every year, as you can see, they spread out more and more, which I'm not mad at. I love them. This is the structure that I was showing you when I showed you the greenhouse, when we got a tarp, that tarp, to put over it. And that is a 12 by 16, you guys. As you can see, it gives me plenty room. I have it folded under all the way back so that when the water comes, when the rain comes, it just goes right off instead of collecting in it. So there we have that. And some of these things are pretty new. I don't know, I've been struggling with my greens. This is lemon thyme. If you don't know or are not familiar, you guys, it's wonderful. It's so very fragrant. I'm at the point of transplanting this rosemary in my planter here. This is when I did that storm update, had nothing here. Here are my tomatoes. It's supposed to be different varieties, but we'll see what we get. And back there are my bell peppers. I did have some insect issues, the fungus gnats and whatnot trying to attack them. I did have some damage, as you can see, but I just went at it organically as best I could with a spray bottle of soapy water. And you got to turn those leaves upside, on the underside to get at them, you guys. They went through it, but they're doing okay, you guys. My cilantro has bolted. I think I want to try to plant some more under here, but I am trying to wait to get seed. I believe you can get from it. I don't know, let me know. And then that's Italian parsley, flat leaf parsley. And by the way, I'm showing you my planter beds before watering them, because you will note that this planter bed is pretty dry. But nonetheless, I thought, why not take the time to show you how my garden is doing after the aftermath of the storm. I did lose a lot, but I'll address that in the end. I don't know what the deal is, but things on this side grow, but not on this side. So I'm gonna add a little bit more just soil, leaving it alone, and add a little bit of sand for better drainage. See something, hold on, you guys. You know me, when I see things move, my eyes go to it. So I think I'm gonna inspect my soil and make sure nothing is in it. I actually did add some earthworms to this. After a rain, my daughter saw a couple in the ground and I picked them up and put them in here. So I know the worm cast, whatever, does it well. But anyways, I digress. So I'm going to transplant this rosemary in here after mixing up the soil a little bit more with some sand and garden soil. And I'm waiting to be able to get to the point of getting those carrots. I can't wait to see what they're going to taste like. This is my Meyer lemon trees. I keep it simple, you guys. Yes, this is a clothing hamper. It's on the larger side. And when I winterized it, I had netting on the whole part of it, if you can see. It's netting there, and I put it in my garage with a grow lamp through the winter, and it did very, very well. In fact, it started blooming in there. But then when I brought it outside, we started getting some warmer days, and I think the roots did not like it. So I got some sisal. I wrapped it and the bottom as much as I could. You guys, this is nearly 600 rope of sisal. It is not cheap. The last one I got, I was able to find on Amazon for $10 for 164 feet. Why 164 feet? I don't know, but that's what it was. And then I used as much as I could to wrap up as much as I could for I wasn't willing to pay. That would defeat the purpose. I paid $10 each for the actual hampers. So at any rate, so this one seems to be bouncing and doing well already. I'm looking at the color of the leaves, and that nice green leaf seems to be coming back. This one is taking a little bit longer. It was a little bit spindly. You guys, let me know when and where to prune on small trees such as this. I'm only going into my third year of having, I guess, these two Meyer lemon trees. Excuse me, I did look at some research about pruning suckers. I only have one branch on one of my trees in question. However, the information that I did find, it had to do with trees that were growing in the ground. Mine being in the container, am I just as, am I following the same rules as I am if I were to have had these trees in the ground? There is one branch in question that may be a sucker because they tend to see, if you saw there, grow in clusters of threes, the leaves that is. However, it also has buds on it and getting ready to bloom. So it's showing that it's also a fruit bearing branch. So I just need some guidance. And last but not least, has anyone, when they did have to take a sucker off, rerooted or was able to reroot it and yet grow another tree? So if you have, if you know, let me know. Another way I wanted to put more nutrients into the soil in the garden is to use the pulp from juicing. And as you can see, what I did was took parchment paper and then spread the pulp on that, and then I dehydrated it in a dryer, in the dehydrator in the dryer, and then I put it in a processor to get it down into fine chunks. And then what I could not grind into powder, like, I have a coffee grinder that I use to pulverize it into fine powder even. And then I would mix it into a soil sand mixture and add that with it. Okay, and so there's really not rocket science, situation, a process to this. I just sprinkle it over my soil, and then I'm at the process of trying to add a little bit more soil. Well, not trying, but everyone knows who gardens that over time you're going to have to replenish that soil because as things grow, they just eat up that soil, and then other processes like rain and storms that wash things away. I also put my coffee grounds in there. I just added some this morning. So once I sprinkle a little bit of this powder into this, I haven't planted anything in this right now. I'm just kind of using it to mix what I just made in the powder in here, and I'm going to add that over there to my tomatoes. So what I want to say is that hindsight what I had to do was take that lavender out of the pot. My sister has told me that when the leaves starts flopping off, I think for the what do you call these things? Carrots. It's time to take them out, but I haven't taken them out yet. I'm a little not sure yet, but I think I need to because I think this is going to end up being a flower. And I know even for most plants, you want to get that before that happens. So I think I'm going to have to take that out. But what I have found was I already transplanted the mint, the sweet mint, and then the lavender and the rosemary, the roots were going around and round. So it has been said that you need to take those out and replant those. So hopefully I did it in time enough for them to do well. The rosemary looks like I did get it in time, and we'll see about the lavender. I wanted to give a quick update on the Meyer lemon trees. I had to winterize them. After winterizing them, they almost had no leaves on these branches. Everything looked pretty much bare like that. Usually when I bring them out, they start, recovering. I am going to show you or share with you what I do for food for my lemon trees. Now, I do get the citrus food, but I also do something added for my lemon trees. So, this was the one, if you guys remember, this was the one that was caught under that tarp in the storm. The other one was up under the patio here. I want to share with you guys when I took the first part, what I'm trying to say, what am I trying to say? When I took the first part of the video that you're viewing now, that was a week ago when I had just wrapped the sisal all around the lemon tree. I had none of this, you guys, none of this. That looked more like this. If you see this right here, the next thing I know, I started getting buds. And you guys, if you have never ever smelled the fragrance from the flowers off of a lemon tree, I swear to me it's a cross between like plumeria and, I don't know, I want to say honeysuckle, jasmine. It smells so good. It smells good. At any rate, I'm getting lemons. I'm happy because the lemons that started to come out of this tree were looking just not well at all. They were coming out yellow and brown. And if anyone knows about lemons, they come out green first, then turn yellow. So I knew I was in trouble a little bit. So what do? Let me tell you. Okay, so what I do is I use my citrus rinds or peelings, and I will put them in a jug and add water to it. Some holes here, and I have obviously like netting to protect it from getting clogged. And I'm not gonna do it here because these aren't plants that want citrus water. That's the celery, you guys, you see it? I will pour about a half a cup every week to my citrus plants. And I'll just take turns using that citrus juice, I'm gonna call it, and the dried up pulp that we grind and put into the soil. And so far, that seems to be working. Okay, that's enough. I need to end this video. You guys take care, stay safe, and thank you for your time. Bye-bye.